Hello, hello, friends. If you're here in the future, welcome. Hope the future is well. Today we play in some Dwarf Fortress. We're going to be seeing if we can get the dwarves to stop biting. My main method for this is just going to be supplying them weapons. They do like their weapons, they get attached, especially to shields and things like that. If we can get some steel in circulation, the dwarves are going to be very happy. Hello, hello, everybody. I did take an allergy pill today. So, if you notice me crying, it's because of the dwarves we lost along the way. Eventually, the allergy pill would kick in. We still have a flying squirrel and a blue jay that haven't been adopted. I like to set them in the tavern because I figure a lot of dwarves are gonna run past them. It's gonna give more of them a chance to see the animals, think about adopting them. But maybe I should just let them, fly around because they are tame animals, right? I think they'd stay. I don't know what kind of chaos might happen between the flying squirrels and the dogs, though, so I might move the dogs. I think the dogs can go... I don't want to put... Actually, yeah, no. Thinking about it. That's for a fertility god. I don't know if I want to put the dogs there. Dogs... If we put them in with the birds, they might try to eat the birds. If we put them out here with the animals, they do kind of get overzealous with guarding them. I might put them, you know what? We have enough of a residential lair now that I think I'm gonna do something that I do like to do. If we just make all of these hallways an area that the dogs can be. But I don't want to let them upstairs, so I don't want to let them near the stairs. Things get dangerous when the animals go near the stairs. Specifically for the animals. I'm pretty sure that it's because they're a trip hazard. You know, if you're responding to a threat in the caverns and there's cats and dogs to trip on the going down the stairs, you probably will. You probably will, won't you? So I'm just gonna have the dogs hang out on the residential lair. If anything's on the residential lair that shouldn't be, then the dogs should attack it anyway. We kind of want to restrain the dogs. Because some of the sentient creatures, the dogs are very threatening to. For no good reason, honestly. We're getting to have a lot of pigs. Are they finally leaving? Yeah. Alright, do we have clothing going finally? They are doing it. We're replacing it so quickly that it's not building up, huh? Ah, this is a stockpile for nothing right now. That will be why. I'm just gonna do type all, because if we exclude a whole bunch of different materials, then it will be sorted well enough for now. Eventually it will get a bit of a... It'll get to be a bit of a problem. We'll want to go into type and exclude a bunch of stuff eventually. But, for now, I'm gonna exclude the less nicely crafted stuff as well. I only want the dwarves grabbing the nicest stuff to be wearing so that they will be the happiest about it. And then the rest of these, we can put their accessories and stuff like that. They love their crowns. We have more baby alpaca. Ah, we need splints. Okay. I'm guessing those have to be wooden unless... Can we make splints out of something else? Yes, we can. Let's make some iron ones. Just to have them. Ah, what else? There'll be other stuff that the hospital wants. They want thread, they want cloth, they want splints, crutches, powder for casts. Buckets and soap. Okay, so there's a few things that we're not making currently. Some more. Okay, okay. Phew, look at that population tick up. Well, it's a good thing we've been expanding things. We're gonna end up having problems with the elves if they don't come by with wood often enough. So we do need to be producing beds, and we kind of just need wood for that. Okay, most of the dwarves are still pretty happy. Let's say we're doing decently on that. Oh, we have more animals to sort though. The nomads brought some. I keep calling them nomads. I think that's because of banished. But really, people are coming from other civilizations. Well, like, our group of dwarves, but other forts they're coming from. Our well is still pretty full. It looks like it is emptying out, but we also have enough dwarves that that's kind of to be expected at a certain point, you know? I think we'll go one more layer out before we'll make another stockpile and ladder area. We're ending up with so many dwarves before we've really set up all the crafting areas. We're gonna have a lot of dwarves that don't have enough to occupy them right now. Let's see. We went 2 layers there. We'll go 1 layer again. Laurel, what are you doing? She hopped out of my lap, but she wants to sit in a weird place under the desk now. It's not even storming. That's normally your hiding place. The crafting floor I've been being lazy with. I've usually gone further with it by now. But we also haven't really needed to yet. It would be beneficial, but we also don't need to. We do need cabinets, though. Do we have any to put down? Look at all this that we've dug out now. These get stockpiles, too. And look at all the storage we have. We do want more doors, though. Not more doors. Be nice if we had dwarves that could swim. But it is a very dangerous process teaching dwarves to swim. I guess nobody has taken that one over to the outdoors. The grazing area. Let's see. I'm gonna unpause it for a minute. Let them go about to their business. Can we make steel yet? Yes. There we go. I'm gonna have them making... There we go. Pig iron and steel. Do you want back up, Laurel? Here, a scoop. You thinking about it? Okay. I think they are excited about the clothes. That's coming sooner than I usually give it to them. There was one before I really had a good understanding of why my dwarves were running around naked suddenly. I just produced robes, basically. So then I had a whole fort full of dwarves just wearing robes, and it gave it a certain vibe. Especially since they were relatively peaceful, because I didn't know how to set up squads yet. Could set up the gardens, but we're kind of good on food right now. Drink, we're starting to need some. We'll put more of them on plant gathering. We have enough of an area marked out. Don't really want to stack too many tasks on any one dwarf. Especially the things like hauling and fishing and gardening, like the, not planting, but the plant gathering. They tend to constantly have a lot on their plate. Like, there's always something to do for them. So it's hard for them to divide their time if you give them too many things to do. Especially since we don't have the crafting areas assigned to anybody. Kind of just letting anybody who wants to craft, craft. Which, considering it's something a lot of the dwarves value, like plenty of these dwarves, we've got 94 dwarves, a decent percentage of them, their dream in life is to craft a masterwork. The only way that's going to happen is if we let them craft. Do we have enough marble for this? Not quite yet. I do like the marble for, like, furniture and flooring. Ooh, we have some instruments to put down. Get this tavern a bit more lively. Since we have two of those, whenever we make a second tavern for the caverns area, that can go down there. But for now, they can have two. Is that the blue jay from the cage? Who killed the blue jay? Excuse me? What happened here? Oh, what? We were just here and the blue jay was fine. The cats are all in here. Did a pig pull out the blue jay? What happened? Did anybody witness it? Nobody witnessed it. You know what? They gotta go somewhere else. This flying squirrel isn't safe. Poor thing. What the hell? We've lost a bird. We didn't even let it out. Is there a log I can check for that? I so want to know what happened. I guess nobody witnessed it. We don't really have a legal system in this for you. Oh yeah, the nobles. I gotta pay attention to them, otherwise they're gonna make life hell. Well, they still want stuff. The mayor still wants stuff. The baroness still wants everything. She's gonna want, like, an even nicer place because they get competitive about it. Yeah, see, this guy needs a decent study, decent quarters. This one needs a decent study and decent quarters as well. But watch, if I make it the same size, they're gonna get mad. You know? I gotta at least do some engravings if I make it the same size. Actually, I kind of like it across the way better. Yeah. Then it was 8 by 8 and 7 by 8. Kind of a weird configuration I have that in, but we could do that because this office guy doesn't really have many requirements. Three out. Not like that. 7 by 8. 7 by 8. And then 8 by 8. Yeah, it works. It works. And we've got some new people mining. High master miners. Somebody left their broken shirt in here. Threadbare broken shirt in there. After crying on the mare. And crime is at an all-time high because there is no law. Well, technically it's at an all-time low because crime hasn't been defined. If there are no laws, you can't break any laws. Although, sucks for the blue jay that died in the tavern. Did you witness it, Flying Squirrel? Let's see. So they were in the cage right next to it. If the Flying Squirrel didn't witness it... Oh, come on. Let me actually look at them. Okay, you know what? I feel like the Flying Squirrel will not be hurt if it's in this area. I'm really hoping, for its sake, that it'll be safe in the church. Can I put it there? Where is it? All kinds of rabbits and stuff. Maybe we can't do that, but we should be able to at least move the cage in here. The lead cages just sound cruel to a certain extent. Like, come on. It's in a wooden cage. Okay, I guess I probably have to pick it up before I can place it. Okay. Are they gonna take it all the way down to the storage layer? It'll get there eventually. Store item in barrel. Dangerous terrain. What are you doing over here? They're still trying to use this as an entrance. I don't want them to, but also... we kind of have to kill this tree. Getting up here? What are they doing? Why are they climbing into the trees? Are you stuck? Okay, so they're gathering stuff. I think they're just foraging and using this wall as a way to get up into the trees. I really hope these guys aren't stuck. They're upset about being stuck in the rain. Oh, they're making friends. Okay. They're good, they're good. I'm gonna see if I can build around this. Do you want the door there? Want it there. I don't really like that they're using this as the way to get in and out. I think I will just seal it. You're getting quick with these tasks because there's so many of them. Alright, who's the very angry dwarf? It's a child, of course. Is it just the one that's angry all the time? Is this the very grumpy dwarf? Dour as a rule. Eventually, this one will figure out life. Be happy with things. But for now, they shall forever be the unhappiest dwarf. Who puked the whole way down? What's wrong with you? He was nauseated by the sun. Oh, we assigned him to plant gathering when he wasn't before. Okay. He's gonna have to get used to that. You figured out what you were misunderstanding. They didn't include a key, and so you got confused between repeated addition and repeated multiplication, because the superscript notation can be used for either. You were doing a different problem and found that they'd done the same thing. Okay. Well, I'm glad you found the solution. There's goblin blood next to her. They're still washing the battle off of themselves. A pilgrim is visiting. Huh. Little Karen and the High Beginning are sparring. An epic battle. Oh, look at them. They're jumping around. Alright, let's get some good weapons producing. They're working on those splints, but we should have some steel by now. I think I want to give them some bucklers. Oh boy, math in the chat. If you like math, enjoy. Oh man, the Craftsdwarf's workshop was claimed. How are these looking? Alright, we still haven't used all of these yet. That's a good thing. Man. Oh man. This guy got buried with all of his lower teeth. Separate. Ah, yes, we needed chests in here. You know what, I think I want another door here, actually, just in case we need to seal off the hallway. Now that we've got that one finished. They have apricot pits just in their bed. Somebody's eating in bed. Eventually we're going to go through and take out all these walls with valuable stuff in them. We'll make the rooms a little bit nicer before we do that, so we're not making anybody upset with it. Ah, Human High Chancellor. Greetings, noble dwarf. There is much to discuss. Okay, so they shared some information with us. Ah, one of the kittens adopted a dwarf child. A kitten adopted a dwarf child? That's adorable, actually. I hope they become the best of friends. Okay, Peachwood. There we go. They get to live in there now. Human Maceman. The Pits of Menace Poisons has been founded a half-day's travel to the southeast and looks to your thriving economy for its future prosperity. Interesting. We do have a lot of trade going on. I wonder if that's something I have to do manually now. Interacting with the stuff around me. Because I know that we have a messenger. Or at least we can have a messenger. Let's center. The Malice of Balls is their civilization. This is economically linked to me. It's a dark goblin pit. I have no idea what this means. Are they planning on... Does their economy rely on raiding us or something? Is that what that's saying? It's more evidence that all math and science should have a key as to what the author's intended interpretation should be, because there are too many different systems for math. You're supposed to interpret using PEMDAS, BODMAP, SI. Yeah, like, having a key in any kind of math thing, I do think is kind of vital. It's elitist to not do that. You know, how are we supposed to assume that we know what they're talking about? See, it's calling it a museum now. Interesting. So if we put the animals in the tavern, then it's a zoo. But if we put the animals in the Chapel of Youth, then it's a museum. Oh. got some trading to do. Are these humans? Is it humans we're trading with? Yes, human merchant. So the diplomats showed up with the merchants this time. They can take all the broken clothes. They actually will pay us for them too. So they must have some use for them, right? Wool is counted as a body part. If I'm remembering correctly, the stuff, if there's an export ban because of our nobles, the stuff will be a different color. Like, I think toys? A type of toy we've got a ban on. Oh, maybe it's that thing right there. There does seem to be some indication now. Yeah, we'll avoid that because that just causes all kinds of complications when we do have a legal system. They start jailing people for stuff that we told them to do. So I will have to pay attention to that. And they're humans, so we can actually share food with them. And looking at how much food we have, we could definitely share some. Let's give them those 3. That's worth enough. I don't know what they're bringing me, so we'll see if we want more. Actually, I will give this guy a door. Actually, it's a baroness. I will give this gal a door. Oh, they're dwarves. I don't know. I don't think a dwarf would take kindly to be being called a gal, you know? I suppose it would depend on the dwarf, but considering the beards are like a cultural status symbol, I don't know. We could probably make more wheelbarrows for the amount of haulers we have right now. Nobody has cleaned this up yet. A pile of vomit. So let's just move the Blue Jay remains out of the tavern. That makes me sad. Any doors yet anymore? Nope. Takes them a minute to build them. Not enclosed. Yeah, we do actually need the door for the office. they've got some stuff for us. Logs is awesome. Don't really feel like pissing off the elves yet. We'll take some instruments. Different kinds. Because the temples and the taverns want those. They've got pandas and camels. Humans are actually coming through with some interesting stuff. Might actually need more to give them. They've got whips. Okay, some of our dwarves might like that. Let's bring more stuff for them. I was not familiar with the humans game. They actually brought me good stuff. Our spice pots are getting valuable. We don't want to bring them all of our food, but we do have quite a bit. A few of our less nice toys. And no toy hammers can go. Apparently the toy hammers are very important. We need more hammer dwarfs is what they're saying. I missed the figurines. Okay. Alright, we got more stuff for them coming. I want that panda. I want that panda. Not having two, it's probably just going to end up dying eventually, unfortunately. But I want it. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will save all of the other animals. This actually gives us more space to be producing food and not just letting it rot on the kitchen. There we go. Alright, that's more to work with. I'm gonna pick and choose a little bit. I do actually want these flasks. I don't need the expensive instruments necessarily. The crystal glass one being the most expensive. I do want animals. Give me all of your animals. We'll take the whips because I haven't even produced any of those. That's interesting. I like the silver spear. It's good to have some silver weapons mixed in, I figure. Somewhere along the line, there's going to be some creature that I can only deal with silver. That is the nature of games like these. Oh, actually, their breastplates and stuff like that are all large. So our dwarves can't really use them. if we accept humans and, you know, the larger sentient species into our group, then they'll be able to use them. And we would otherwise have to specifically produce those. So eventually we might buy some. I'm gonna hold back on the bucklers. We're producing stuff ourselves. We'll take the backpacks for now. A quiver. Life with the fortress. We'll take it. I do kind of want to start gathering books and stuff for that. You know what? We could probably afford to add that. Yeah. Let's see. Will they trade with us? They don't want to give it to us. Okay. You know what? We'll just... Yeah, he's ecstatic with the trading. They're very happy. They're going to bring us some good stuff next time. We overpaid them a bit. A bit. But they'll like us for it. It's like giving them a little gift. He was dwelling upon being unable to practice a martial art for too long. But he is actually part of a squad currently. He just hated the beginning phase where there wasn't any training going on. Oh no, they puked up here. Somebody needs to clean that up. Come on, guys. You're better than that. You haven't even cleaned up down here, have you? No, they cleaned this up. Got to that, but haven't gotten to the one that's part of the waterworks. Somebody puked in the waterworks. This poet has no idea that's what he's beneath. We have some wooden bows and stuff that we should have them bring there. Stassos Raspbad apparently died in a horrible way. Is his mother actually in the fort? Relations. Yeah, his mom is actually here. He gets to hang out with his mom still. That is not a given for these dwarves. Often they move away from their family and they end up so sad because they miss their family and they don't end up having that need satisfied until they make their own family, you know? We'll give them a nice bed. That'll satisfy some of their I need a nice place needs. Make this... I feel like it's too small to make it an actual meeting area for the kitchen and still... Because it would have to be shared, you know? we'd have to split it in half, and then we'd have to make the walls and the floor extremely valuable underneath the stockpiles. Which is gonna be a bit of a pain. I think it's easier just to... Actually, it's easier to clear the aquifer and keep expanding this way, because this is the floor. This is the floor that should be shared, and the rest of them require the use of the staircase, which can be sealed off. So, if need be, any dwarf that's down here in the residential area, stuff like that, shouldn't be very accessible. Because just this floor should be where others are welcome. All visitors, you know? Like, there's pilgrims coming here and stuff. There's performers that have joined us. Nobody has taken the bird out. And somebody puked in the area for the animals. Oh man. We're gonna have to eventually divide it into indoor dwarves and outdoor dwarves. Uh-oh. Why have you gone berserk? I suppose they were missing something from the crafting area. That is unfortunate for them. They attacked a child. Oh boy. Yeah, they kind of pinned him down. Took care of him after that. Poor guy went berserk because he was possessed. He attacked a child, though, and we all know how this fortress deals with that. Anybody who goes after the children. Those goblins that have gone after the children have had the worst fate so far. Alright, we have a few things that can join over here. The panda is a grazer as well. Okay. Oh, the puppy looks different. That's very cute. I love it. I like that they changed the animal portraits. Gives all the animals a little bit more individuality, it feels like. That's good. Still no marble. Where did we dig that marble up? It must have been deeper down. Mudstone. Mud and clay stone. Sphalerite. So many things that I hadn't heard about before this game. There's the marble. Ooh, there it is. Downward passage as well. Okay, stop digging. Stop digging immediately. We need to reconstruct the wall here. This is... I'm not remembering the colors. I think it was yellow first and then purple. Oh no, blue and then purple, or purple and then blue. This might be the first layer of cavern. I don't know. Wait, I'm looking it up because something feels off about this. Yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, something, I think it's just I don't like digging into the roofs. Sometimes I just get a feeling when I dig into a place like this. It is absolutely covered in webs. Like, the chances that we run into a giant cave spider as soon as we actually, like, peek into this place feel relatively high. How far have we dug? Man, we dug right there. We were right next to it for all of that. That's why I branched out up here. Like, is there anything? No, right here. We had a change in material, of course. Alright, I think I want to do kind of like I normally do, but a slight alteration to the design. Because the cage traps actually work really well against a lot of the stuff that will be trying to come up out of here. Alright, so yeah, there's some stuff that I eventually do end up adding to this, but this is the basic design so that I can just line this with cage traps. And there's a little pocket here where my dwarves actually have a space to gather and fight if they need to. But also, along here, sometimes when I end up not knowing what to do with all of the things that I have captured from doing that, because then you end up with a bunch of creatures that you can't really tame because they're too sentient for that, but also if you let them out of the cage, they're just gonna attack you. Like, what do I do with those is a question often, because, like, I guess I could see about selling them to the goblins or something like that, but we're not friends with the goblins. And I don't really want to be entering the slave trade in this game anyway. So, and I don't know that this is better, what I end up doing usually is lining them up in the cages in this room, right? Like a room like this right here. And, you know, there's doors attached to switches. All of the cages are attached to a lever that when it's pulled from somewhere up above, cut off from here, it releases all of the things that we've captured to fight whatever it is that we really don't want to be fighting ourselves down here. Now, the issue with this, we kind of want to add a, oh, what are they called? Just the hatches up here so that we can actually lock that off if we're going to do that. Because we want them to go out, not up. It's also an option. Like, usually the mob of things there, the crowd is cut down so much. It's usually Forgotten Beasts and stuff like that I release those on. Right now, we're not gonna do that. Our method right now is, if a Forgotten Beast shows up, we get everybody out of the caverns, like, turn on the burrow, get everybody out of there, and we seal this off. I'm gonna make some hatch covers before we actually dig into this area. Somebody left their sock behind. I just have a bad feeling about it this time. I can't quite place it. Maybe it's just things have gone so well, you know? Hey, we're getting some fungus in here now. Oh man, the kid died. That is unfortunate. The dwarf that went berserk is going to go down in infamy. More piglets. Alright, so what we've discovered about this place, apparently we see it. There's the downward. Okay. Giant cave toad, mangled skeleton. Draltha blood. Okay. Draltha is actually good news. Draltha is something that we can capture and train. But if there are Draltha, then there are things that want to be hunting them. So this will be a precarious area. We kind of want to be prepared. The thing is, because there's so many silk webs everywhere, as soon as we open this place up, our dwarves are going to want to go and start gathering them. Like, because they're set to automatically gather that stuff. They're going to want to immediately go into these caverns. We could turn off their ability to do so, but that creates other issues because we do actually want the silk. I think, let's see, I haven't gone through and actually turned it off before. Here, no automatic web collection will actually make this first phase easier where we're just opening this up. Because then we don't have the mad rush of everybody wanting to go down in here. If they see certain things, though, they might want to gather them anyway. Because there will be stuff laying around from combat that's happened while we were not even aware of what was happening underground. Hey, mandate was ended. Our nobles are starting to notice that we're working on stuff for them. Alright, now we can actually turn this into the Baroness's place. Alright, nothing in it yet, but stuff will get moved there eventually. Alright, so now that we've dug into the cavern layer, though, even just opened it a little bit like that, we have floor fungus in here, which our grazing animals can actually graze on. The complication being, if we don't do it a certain way, then we leave ourselves vulnerable to enemies trying to dig into this place. Fishery Workers Guild has been established. Okay. Oh, we're ending up with a lot of rabbits. We're actually probably going to be able to go through them, get some meat. Let's see, is the Baroness happy with that? Ah, fine dining room, but only decent quarters. We'll get some stuff in there and she'll be happier. She wants weapon racks and chests and cabinets and stuff like that anyway, so let's see, do we have anything? Sure, you can have a marble cabinet. Make it a little nicer. There's the petition. They want Fishery Workers Guild. Now, is this a Fishery Worker Guild, or what is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so they just want us to make this place nicer. That is all they want from us. It's going to be a little bit annoying because of the stockpiles, but it's very doable. Human Prophet is visiting. This temple is getting a lot of attention. They haven't even asked for another one this time. Feels like we're getting to have too many pigs in the tavern. We might end up slaying some. We do have an unused butcher shop right now. Let's see, I want it to organize it by the creatures. We have a whole bunch of alpaca now. We have 3 males. I'd rather have 2 male of each. Goose and Genghis Khan the pig are both male, so these 2 can go. Then we have 2 females, and 1 named because they're a pet of somebody. Alright, so we get a little bit of meat. Meat's back on the menu, and not just fish. Should we clean up the waterworks yet? Nope. Nope. See, this area, it can definitely just be climbed into. All it would take is a ladder to get into there. So I kind of want to add a door here. Okay, so a Fisher Dwarves Guild and a Fishery Worker Guild Hall. They want both. The fishermen work hard in this fortress, okay? They're getting entitled. Oh, we're at 101 population, fair. It is paused. I wonder if that's why it's frame rate's low. Yes, I have been paused for a minute here, trying to figure out what these dwarves want from me. And they want a separate guild hall. We're gonna have to clear this. How was it that I did it before? I think I just dug through it. Like, if we get enough dwarves digging... Do you know what? I'm going to... No, we've got a good amount of doors separating areas. If it needs to, it should just flow down there. It depends on how much we have to knock out. It's been a minute since I've knocked out an aquifer, so I'm just going to give it a little save. Just in case something goes wrong, because it probably will. Alright, so if we start trying to dig out a little area for the tavern, for instance, turn it into an inn. Let's see how difficult that ends up being. Oh man, there's almost room for another row. I could just make this a nice little section. They can hang out in if they want to. Little lobby. Or could do this and have some room here. It's not really much space, is it? Gives us room for something if we end up wanting to add it inside the wall, though, you know? Like, that is enough space to tuck something in there. Okay. Yeah, that went well enough. Patient not resting. Oh. Is your patient one of the doctors? They do tend to make things more difficult. I think I'm gonna see if I can add just right here. Yeah, we can do it this way. I'll go 2 in though. Yeah, I like a little bit of a round shape to it. I'm gonna leave that there so that I know what kind of guild specifically they want me to make for them. Need more blocks, which means we need more rocks, and we're not digging on a layer that's giving us them. Man, lots of dolomite though. Stuff we can use for clay? Yeah. Lady Consort. It never actually takes us to them. Yes, who are you? Three kills, 1 panda woman in the Forests of Declining, 1 fox woman in the Forests of Declining, and 1 giant raccoon. Union of Gifts. Oh, giant raccoon nail amulet, panda man nail bracelet. She's saving trophies, wearing them. And we kind of lost the shape I was going for. That is all right, though. Do we have... Okay, so we may end up needing to use something else. What do we want to use? Ooh, it's not letting me use the dolomite anymore. So you know what? I will let us use that because we have a bunch of it right now. Stone use, there we are. Have I ever heard of Vampire Bloodlord or V Rising? V Rising I have played a little bit of. Definitely didn't get through the whole thing. But it was pretty fun. Not missing much. It's a good game, but once you beat all the bosses, there's really no point in playing it over. Fair. It seems like that kind of game. Not like I may go back and play through just to beat all the bosses. I started it anyway. But still, yeah, it was interesting. I didn't stay into it for very long, though. Karen. Hey, from the mountain homes. Alright, I don't need much from you. I already asked you for a bunch of animals. Which I don't know if we're even going to be able to pay for now. But at least the dwarves aren't going to be picky about what we give them. In fact, I would love it if they'd take some of our barrels. Those bins we'll hold on to for now. At least they're full of a specific thing. Oh, wow. Whee! A little dizzy after that one. Good kind of premise for a survival game, but you can tell they wanted the end game to be PvP based. Fair. I didn't quite get there. But it makes sense that that would be very hit or miss. Wait, chicken leather trousers. That's interesting. I didn't know chicken leather was a thing. Is it? Or are the dwarves just that skilled? Okay, I can breathe. I can fight. There's still a ban, an expert ban on toy hammers. Sell some of our less nice splints. Since it's the dwarves. It's still iron, but less nice. But they get any splints at all from us is the thing there. Yeah, we're still doing pretty good on food. Alright, bring them the stuff. Hopefully we get some animals out of this. Now, awkward little corners like that, we kind of got to go one by one. Otherwise, we risk locking a dwarf inside of the wall, which would be very not fun for the dwarf. They'd be slowly drowning, locked inside of the wall. The Pits of Streamstole has been founded nearly a day's travel to the southeast. Looks to our thriving economy for its future prosperity. That sounds like another goblin pit. Oh wow, the floor fungus is it's gone all the way outside. Guess it's in the shade of the mountain. Okay, they got animals for us. Let's see how many we can get. Okay, we want one of those. We got one of those. Let's just see. Alpaca, we don't really need more. We just got a drake, I'm pretty sure. Is the llama up there female? Yeah, llama up there is female. Let's get a male llama. Some of these are real cheap. That's nice. Don't you need another boar? Have I heard of Humanids? Humanids? I haven't heard of that one. Looking this up. Oh, it's an isometric open world sandbox survival game set in a world ended by a zombie outbreak. Survive alone or with friends by scavenging, crafting, building, and fighting to last as long as humanly possible. You can't change the past, but you can fight for the future of humanity. That's a fun concept. How does it look? It's got an interesting look to it. I'll have more of a peek at that later. Kind of like a Project Zomboid clone. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to be similar, but also it's distinct. Probably doesn't have nearly as much to the survival as Zomboid. Yeah, Project Zomboid, but not as complex. Yeah. Now, like, you lose a lot by making Zomboid less complex. A lot of the charm of it is the complexity. But still an interesting one. Alright, let's see if we can get those. Yes, alright. That is enough of a haul of animals. I'm happy with it. Why are you starving? We might have to keep that one in a cage if it can't figure out how to eat out in a pasture. Because it says that it's a grazer. Grazer requires pasture. But it's starving. Is the pasture just not big enough? How about that? A little bit spread out. Is there on sawgrass, meadowsweet, stuff like that? Why are you not eating? Okay. Panda gets to go in a cage in the temple if it's not going to eat outside. I feel bad because it doesn't seem to want to be restrained. It didn't like that. But if it's not going to eat, then we have to feed it, and the dwarves will only feed them if they're in a cage. Let's give it a tin cage, I guess. I'd prefer that it be enclosed than it be dead, you know? Alright, what else do we got? We got some birds tied here. It's a good thing they don't fight if there's too many males in the same area and stuff like that. I guess if it gets too crowded, they probably will fight. But so far, the birds at least have been very peaceful. There's some similarities between Zomboid and Humanid Z. But you think that works in its favor because it's not as hard to get into? I think that, yeah, That is one of the big downfalls of Zomboid, is it can be hard to get into because the early phases, when you're trying to just learn the controls, how to get your character to do what you want them to do, and how to see the state of your character and stuff like that. That can be a little bit of a deterrent. It can be a bit frustrating. Yes, we can keep going with this. At least the aquifer here is a pretty light aquifer. That's going slow. We even forgot about it for a minute there. And it didn't drown us. Alright, now that will be fed. Alright, there's more stuff that we gotta move over here that's caged currently. You guys all belong over here. Looks like we have some from people who joined us as well. Dog can go down on the residential area, run around with the dwarves. And I think we have like one human. We accepted a few performers. This place looks different with the cavern stuff. We do not want to put the bear in there with the animals. You put the bear back in the cage. See, not starving anymore. They feel lonely after being confined. But they felt satisfied after receiving food. So, yeah, better than starving. Okay, now we can finally get this going. Alright, and that they want a Fisher Dwarves Guild. Let's see, there's so many different fishing halls that, like fishery workers, fish dissectors, fish cleaners. They want a Fisher Dwarves hall. Alright, I think we're done there. Got all the animals we could get out of them. We're starting to have quite a collection as well. Oh boy. An engraver has been possessed. What station are they gonna claim? might not have the station they want. Alright, we need to let them have some time to make blocks so that we can actually make these places nice, because we can't engrave on dirt. So while they're doing that, let's see, we could add some furniture to these places, because it looks like they've been working on that. Yes! Now they will not just be throwing their clothes everywhere. So these ones don't have doors, so they're not counting as bedrooms, which means everybody sleeping in those 3 rooms is getting upset about it because it's not technically a bedroom. So here you go, guys. Parad Pepperdive wishes to reside in Wheelsound for the purpose of entertaining citizens and visitors. Are they in the... Yeah, there they are. Parad Pepperdive. Values truth, resists sickness, polite, patient, values hard work, agile. Always scratches her head while she's trying to remember something. She personally believes that honesty is a high ideal, values hard work, values knowledge, and doesn't particularly respect commerce. She dreams of crafting a masterwork. You know what? Yeah, you can have in. You can have in. Oh, they got rained on, too. Alright, so we now have a few humans in the fort. Hey, he went to craft a bracelet. If we put that on a pedestal in somewhere, it'll make it much more valuable location. Which kind of sounds nice right about now, while we have all of these places to make valuable. A Crafts Dwarves Guild just got established. That means there's going to be a petition soon enough here. He claimed it as a personal treasure. Okay, in that case, I kind of want to set up a personal little pedestal for him. Where is that guy's room? You know what? I want to put all the valuable stuff in the same place right now. Not a very good idea, but if it's a masterwork and it's anywhere else, artifacts, masterworks. that right there for now. Just somewhere obvious. Does the bear have a Discord? Yes, but I have not got the community Discord set up, like the Discord server. It is something that I wanted to do before just giving out mine, you know? Alright, and then if we make it so that nowhere else can have that. Because this is actually all one big stockpile. There, so that they just don't end up sitting in places like that. Another kitten adopted a dwarf child. That makes me so happy. The fact that the kittens prefer to adopt dwarf children is adorable. You know what? Ugh. I'd rather it be efficient. I actually just need them making more blocks. Because we get several blocks out of it. There it is. Can we see who made it? Because he wanted to claim it as a personal treasure. Places. Objects. Asmel Regal Cloister. Asmel. Asmel Dyke Spike. Okay. Not that one. There's Regal Cloister. Do you have a room? Yes. Can we put the pedestal there right now so I don't lose track of it? Not quite yet. But it's the second one, the engraver. Yeah. Alright, I'll keep an eye on him while we wait for them to finish up the pedestal. Let's see what his day's all about. Hanging out in the tavern, listening to a story. Thinking about how nice his bedroom is. See, that really is the advantage of giving them more than just the tiny rooms. They'll sit and think about how much they love sleeping in their bedroom. Also, they love the guild halls because they love to learn. I like that about the dwarves. In fact, I'm really having to restrain myself because I want to build them a library, but we always end up getting raided so much harder after that. Everybody wants the knowledge we have. Knowledge is worth a lot in this world. In every world, really. But actually, if we've got 2 dolomite ones, just accent with that. There we go. I don't know what the dwarf that I'm making this for even really likes. We'll have 1 shell. There we are. The Crafts Dwarves Guild wants their own hall too. They saw the Fisher Dwarves getting their stuff. Well, you guys are gonna have to make more blocks then. See, this one has a lot of tasks. I think I will actually assign somebody to this. We'll do available tasks anywhere. Yeah, we'll still leave him open to it for now. Actually, he was a hauler. Let's take him off of that. Do we have anybody else to assign to it, though? Ooh, yeah, we've got more people to assign. It's been a minute. More people have showed up since. We're at 114 now. It's actually crazy how far we've gotten without, like, gardening or so many things. Lots of fisher dwarves. You can bring in some fish. We've only got 50. Want more of them learning herbalism. We'll actually want to set up a guild hall for stuff like that, where we want them learning it actively, because they'll teach each other if we set up the guild halls. Part of the reason I want the guild halls on the floor where outsiders visit is because we can teach the outsiders, but they can also teach us. I like that creating a place of learning is actually a viable strat in this game. It's a dangerous strat, like, don't get me wrong. The likelihood that they just try to take it off of you is fairly high, but you end up with a lot of friends when you share knowledge freely. Let's see, do we have any more we can assign to this one? We'll go through squads at some point. We've got plenty of dwarves that aren't in any now. You know what? I actually really do want him just working on this. At least for now. We need blocks fast. I could put down another stoneworker shop. How many doors we have? Oh man. Things just constantly moving here. Oh, we have 0 very angry dwarves. Something cheered the dwarf up. What are you enjoying? It's all starting to get you down. No, no, no. No, no, no. She's accepting remembering seeing the goblin die. She's not feeling anything for a lot of things, which is not great. She's got cheerless. Let's see. She has an incredibly calm demeanor after seeing the goblin die. She's still dour as a rule, but that's been added now. Okay, she became less anxious because she accepted seeing him die. At least that makes her a little bit happier than just dour as a rule. Oh, someone wishes to reside here for the purpose of eradicating monsters. Let's have a look at them. Where are they? Meadow moons. Ah, the human lasher. Disdains truth, disdains competition, not creative, sickly, poor memory, and wasteful. That does not bode well. Poor empathy, or really bad memory, and lousy creativity. But a lot of willpower, very good intuition, and very good focus. Not careful with resources. Often spends unnecessary effort. Greatly pleased by her own looks and accomplishments. Cheerful. Tends to assume the worst of 2 outcomes will be the one that comes to pass. So pessimistic, but also cheerful. She can handle stress, clearly. She prefers to present herself modestly, while she's also greatly pleased by her own looks. She tends to form only tenuous emotional bonds with others. She doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing her mind. She's somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger. She tends to make a small mess with her own possessions. She doesn't easily fall in love and rarely develops positive sentiments. She enjoys the company of others. You know what? Sure, if you want to fight for us, you can fight for us. I think that's just because we found the caverns. We have not opened that up yet. Oh yeah, I wanted some hatch covers. Is that another thing for you guys to do? Yep. Sorry about that. I can do with 4. They still haven't cleaned that up. Oh. Entertainer, Edie Squash romanced. Okay, we're at a 116 already. This is what I'm saying. These forts always end up way too popular, way too fast. The fact that we ended up a barony that fast. A little bit annoying, although they seem to be relatively easily pleased. imposing bans, though. I don't know. Export of menacing spikes. Okay, that's fun. Menacing spikes and toy hammers. They don't want us exporting. Those all belong to us. No sharing. Yeah, we might have too many pigs. How about... You know what, actually, some of the pigs can just go out here. Sorry, guys, you are no longer indoor animals. The named ones can stay inside. Oh, that boar we can get rid of, too. You know what? I think it's just because there's so many babies. We got a lot of piglets right now. Blissful after a bath. But don't they also like the waterfall? I'm glad the cats like the waterfalls. Would suck for them otherwise. We don't have enough blocks, guys. They want a farmer's guild, too. Okay, guys. Okay. Wonder if I can pause these. Doesn't look like it. Kind of want to make a second stone worker shop, so let's just plop them right here. Where are we? Stoneworker. I think part of the problem why it's taking so long is that they're having to grab a bunch of the rocks from down here, so... Oh, actually... Ah, the quality. Yeah, some of these we only want to be using for the metals. Could dig more in here. Microcline's pretty good. Although we're mostly going to be getting kaolinite. There's some shale there, though. Could go up this way. Let's see, I went 4. And then this one. Ended a mandate. Which one? Is it the hammers? No. Export of toy hammers? Absolutely not. Never. All of those are ours. The children must learn to fight. we don't have enough steel bars. We're still making stuff, though. Alright, let's get this one, making some blocks. Less than 100. We want many rock blocks. The Hall of Lobsters as a name for the Farmers Guild is kind of funny, though. Like, I would expect that from the Fisher Dwarves. But the farmers, that's just a bit confusing. Okay, and then went like this. Yeah. We'll go this way first. So I like to alternate like these. Not very much space between these places, so like if anybody wants to go down there and visit, I guess, then it gives them a little bit of privacy, almost. Nearly. Alright, and then I'm gonna want to assign somebody to here as well, just to make sure it's actually being used. That guy has too much on his plate, so we'll make the swords master go here. Because the population expanded so fast, they're gonna want all kinds of stuff from us pretty quickly. Alright, one of those is named, that's why. Like, I could swear that we have 3 peacocks. This bit of sand turning into the yellow fungus color is interesting to the eye. Feels like we've made a lot of progress, even though basically the entire time it's felt like I'm waiting on blocks. Blocks will start going faster here, though. I want to add more to this section. 7 by 10, we're going for those. Just one space gap between these works out. That gets us a few more blocks, mostly dolomite. Some magnetite that we're gonna end up melting down. We actually have to make them dig though if we're gonna fill out these areas. The floor that is gonna end up being all the guild halls and stuff like that, being made of dirt, isn't my favorite thing. We're getting a little bit of kaolinite back in here. So hopefully it'll become more stone as we dig into it. Kind of on the side of the mountain here. We got some silt and stuff. It'll be great for farming when we get to it. But look at how well we're doing without farming. Like, Ah, Snatcher, of course. One last thing. Well, the whole fort gets to go after them. I know they like that. Human beast hunter. They're a guest. They can stay. To you. Go get the Snatcher. There's more. Of course there's more. Didn't spot them until they started going after the first one. Alright, that's one we have targeted. Here's another one. And is that the last one? Alright, it's all the ones we've spotted so far. Oh, they went scatter real fucking fast. An ambush, where are they at? Oh. Alright, so we got the Snatchers first. How many are there? Just a few. Just a few crossbowmen. The fact that they keep ending up on the high ground here makes me want to build something in this area. I don't know if I can prevent them from using it, but I can certainly make things less convenient for them. Like, we could have a tower or something that comes out of the mountain that they can't really get into. Something like that. We may have lost someone there. Yeah, we lost an herbalist. Poor guy. I didn't turn the burrow on this time because there were so few. They're not going after that one. Mandated the construction of certain goods. Oh boy. Where is the fight? I think they're chasing one of them. Someone's asleep out here. Oh no. Alright, are we good? Is that over? We lost 2 dwarves. How are we doing over here? Alright, got some serious injuries. Got some normal injuries. More fighting. Who's fighting now? Oh, they're waiting for help there now. Is there anybody else to hunt down? It's just this one that's still here. Get him. Alright, you guys good now? How's the hospital? Okay, they're bringing people in. Got a handful with serious injuries. But for the most part, that went well. We could check and see if they were biting this time. Before I stop. Oh, we're seeing some punching, some strangling. Oh my. That one was definitely punching. Lots of punching here. Okay. The ones that don't have weapons are learning wrestling. And biting less. Punching more. Oh, the wrestler bites the goblin thief in the left upper arm, tearing the muscle. The goblin thief bites the wrestler in the right foot, bruising the fat. The wrestler shakes the goblin thief around by the arm. Oh my. They're opening arteries and stuff. You can see why they end up biting. These dwarves apparently have some very effective bites. But I would much prefer that they actually use their weapons. But for now, I do need to stop. It has been fun playing with you guys. Love gaming with you. I wish you a very merry time zone. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Have a good one, friends.